See, my name is Ashok Kavi, and I came out in 1982 in Bombay. So, and that was the first time I think a gay man had openly talked about himself in the newspapers. It led to a lot of stigma and discrimination. It did come in the way of my professional advancement as a journalist. I also was the person to start India's first gay newsletter called Bombay Dost in 1990. And the huge sort of response to that from the hidden community, invisible community hitherto, led to what is called the first gay NGO in India, the Humsafar Trust. The first issue of Bombay Dost had an article by Shrikant Bhatt, who's a very big criminal lawyer in Bombay, saying very clearly that Section 377 would become a very big barrier to any work within the community, because it had you could be arrested without warrants and bail. And when I said community, there were just large networks. There wasn't a community out there. There were large networks who were having sex with other men, who were loving other men. We had no idea even of transgender existence. That came about, when we started our clinic in Bombay. The Delhi High Court judgment was like an explosion of relief. Oh my God, we are free. That's it. We knew, of course, that the fight was just starting, because there would be right to marriage, there would be right to inheritance. All these would come later, but it was immense to be relief. It was a feeling that we finally broken through. And reading that judgment was again incredible, because I've never seen such learning, such wide understanding. For example, it was, although privacy is now being discussed, that time privacy was discussed in the judgment. Anything, suppose you were sitting on a court bench, on a bench in a park, then all the area around you was your private space. So it's very interesting that issues of privacy were already getting discussed in the Delhi High Court judgment. So what is happening now, they are the ripple effects of the Delhi High Court judgment. So the Delhi High Court judgment wasn't essentially only about Section 377. It was impinging on a lot of other issues that concerned individual autonomy. I was there when it was, when Justice Sanghi was pronouncing that judgment. It was tremendously a letdown. I somehow felt, without being judgmental about Justice General, that there was a lack of diligence in studying the Delhi High Court judgment. It was a different narrative about minuscule minority, how many have come to court. It is not for this court to pronounce on this. It should be decided by Parliament. These were extraneous, and not only this, it did not show a diligence on behalf of the Chief Justice, of Justice Sanghi, regarding the Delhi High Court and judgment and its implications. So in some ways it was a huge rupture. We had thought that to proceed from Delhi High Court judgment and it would take a higher position, it would look at the other thing. And that didn't happen. So maybe what happened is that it made you angry and decide to work harder. Build coalitions with other people in your communities. Build coalition, for example, with HRS, who were the most visible, and the most violently, they were suffering violence on the street. So in a way, it brought us closer to those groups within the LGBT movement who really were going through more than what we were going through. So in a way, it was a learning lesson. There were a lot of things like, there were ideological positions set up, because soon after that, there was Justice Verma Committee, all the other things. There have been disappointments. There have been up and down, this. It has not been linear and going upwards. It has been down, it has been up. Sometimes the gender wars have come in. We have taken them on, in the sense we have tried to be together and not try to aggravate gender relations, because certain positions are taken up, like Justice Verma Committee. We did send an affidavit that it should be gender neutral. But I mean, they threw out that protest, saying that in a patriarchal society, men can never be abused and that sort of thing, which I don't think was true. But we kept quiet that time because Section 377 was out there. For us, that was the first impediment, and after that, we would argue, hopefully, on the gender issue and make them understand that men also can be sexually abused, that Section 377 is a test case of what privacy, autonomy, sexual autonomy, what orientation means, what gender means, and using the Delhi High Court judgment and the Justice Singh judgment. Like for example, I teach in the police academy at Nasik, for senior police officers, and I use both these judgments to show where we went forward and where we went backward. And then the police themselves say, top police officials, that we don't want these laws, we need to look at some of these laws in a fresh light. So the judgments have been not just having an impact on the community, they're educators, not just for students of law, so students of sociology, students of sexology. What does it mean, to be a gay man in India, go through this? And if you look at, for example, the Humsafar and my petition, you will not see the qualitative side of victimhood and how we have been oppressed and dealt with badly in society. The Humsafar petition is a data-heavy petition. It's a petition where a lot of quantitative stuff is there. How many men have, in that period, we could get to file FIRs? How many police cases we could record under Section 377? What has happened under that? So there are quantitative data that will be of use in taking away this business that not much is happening there on the ground. I don't know why they're complaining. That's not it. We've shown that there is sexual violence out there. There is an oppression based on your sexuality out there, and that is what Humsafar Trust is all about. Humsafar Trust works with 7,500 gay men in Bombay City, and it works with the full access with the linkages is with the Bombay Municipal Corporation Health Services. So we are there demanding our rights as citizens. It's nothing that is, although it's criminalized behavior, we assume that we as citizens have a right to approach the government and the government health services as citizens. After the Justice Singh case, after what happened in the Supreme Court, I'm hoping that this is a way forward. I feel that a lot of baby steps have already been taken. The NALSA judgment, the privacy judgment, all these. And therefore we feel there's a positive linear curve upwards. We also feel that the benches now are a little progressive. They understand what the implications are of sexual orientation and its criminalization. And we are pretty sure that things will be very, I see it as an optimistic way forward.